They said she's the Audrey Hepburn of squirrels. Hello, good morning, BBs.
Oh, good morning. It's too early.
It sure is.
Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
And I'm Saige Ryan.
Saige,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you something.
What?
I have been emotionally all over the place, and I do not know why.
Oh.
Just having an emotional month.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Is it all different types of emotions? Is it one specific emotion?
It's just wild all over. You know when you catch yourself when you're just like, oh, I'm having a week where like I am all the colors I'm all the colors of feelings.
Yeah, buddy.
Inside Out 2 now in theaters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just discovered anxiety.
I was in the coffee shop yesterday, and I had to leave because they started playing Landslide, and it got to me.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, have you ever listened to the lyrics to Landslide?
Wow, yeah, that is a raw emotional state you've got.
Yeah, it's just been kind of like up and down throughout the month.
Okay, we're gonna ask everybody in the live studio audience, don't bring up anything sad.
No,
Don't bring up-
anything.
actually, honestly, don't bring up anything.
We cannot bring up anything.
If Landslide will do it,
cry.
I don't know what else will.
I
So I'm
will
gonna need you all to be really gentle with Anthony today.
absolutely cry.
But hey, we've got coordinated outfits on. We didn't even plan this. It's just because we're best friends. Look at us.
Look at
even
this.
the same like shade of pink.
Look at this.
Look at this.
And then I saw that, and it's like, and it was just like emotional went up.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh yeah. You know, I will say we did hug for a long time about these matching outfits. This all makes sense now.
we did. We hugged,
Yeah.
hugged a little longer than I normally would hug, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping that everybody right now in my emotional state will adhere to the Disney character law.
Okay.
Where I don't know if you know this, but if you hug a Disney character and they hug you, they can't break the hug first.
Yeah.
They're not allowed, because it's like some people just need that Disney hug.
Yeah.
Now, listen, is that rule the same for like face characters? Like if you're just Esmeralda, which they
Yeah.
don't have walking around anymore for
Right.
reasons, or an Ariel,
Yeah.
do you have to obey that rule, do you think?
I hope not. I hope that's not the case for the women in princess costumes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that would be taken advantage of.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying, yeah.
But when you've got like Winnie the Pooh, sure. Okay. Yeah. It's simultaneously, I run into this place with like all of the magic of Disney kind of like rules and things like that. It's the same place I land on when we start talking about things like the original ideas for Epcot, all of my like the things I find most fascinating about Disney. It's all of these things where I'm like, if we didn't live in a dystopia that was partially caused by this company, these would be so sweet. I want to enjoy them so much. And there are things about them that are like,
it's exit through the gift shop syndrome,
Yeah.
right? Where you're just like, oh, they've created this environment and this atmosphere, but it's like
Yeah.
a very created atmosphere built on capitalism, right?
Yeah.
Alex, what's the name for when you have a really fancy like law-based rule system in your story? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like two different kinds of magic you can have in a fantasy story, and there's one that's like heavily based. Good morning, Alex, by the way.
Good morning, Alex.
Hello, good morning.
And there's one where it's like the rules of the magic are like written out like science. You know what I mean? And I feel like the Disney,
Rules heavy fantasy?
huh?
Rules heavy fantasy? Or
Maybe,
rules
yeah,
heavy
but it's
narrative,
like, it's just Disney is that.
Yeah.
Disney is like the magic is dependent upon so many rules.
Yeah.
It's like definitely more of a Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell kind of magic at Disney, where like if everybody stopped obeying the employee handbook, the
Yeah.
magic would disappear.
Sure. And like it's
Hard versus soft world building, maybe.
if people were comfortable and happy, I would be like, this is so sweet. This is such a nice service that people can provide. You know what I mean? Like if those people were like, everybody was paid adequately and like had a nice place to go home to and could afford access to healthcare.
Yeah.
In that world, I'm like, yeah, a Disney character being like, I don't let go until you do is really sweet.
Yeah, but then you get to those Disney things where it's like a little kid points and goes like, oh my gosh, I really want that pin because that pin says that I live on Alderaan.
Yeah.
And the guy behind the counter is like, I'm sorry, that pin's for annual pass holders only, little Timmy.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't have that pin.
Right. For you, Alderaan has already blown up.
Yeah, that's right. That's over now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You would call it hard magic or strict magic?
hard or strict magic.
Okay.
Hard and strict magic is also like I don't know, it's either a club night or a band name.
Mm.
Hard and strict magic is definitely a theme night at a club.
That sounds like Friday Night Magic. Like they're doing a club in the game store.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah, I like it too. Hey, we got a lot of good stuff coming up for you today.
We do. And we have a special announcement coming up, too. Do we do special announcement at the beginning?
We do special announcement at the beginning and then at the end and then maybe in the middle to remind you again.
You're so right. So something big is happening on the channel. Something big is always happening on the channel, but we've made some decisions based around it.
And we're now part of the IGN network.
No. That means we get to keep going. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. But instead, what we're actually doing is we're splitting Pixel Circus into 2 channels. There's going to be a brand new channel for you to subscribe to. I'm going to post a link to it in our live chat right now. It'll be linked in the description if you're watching later on YouTube.
But Saige, another channel?
I know.
I have to like click over there?
I know.
Why do I even want to click over there? What do I get? What happens?
Well, having 2 channels allows us to make even more content, which is really exciting, without being afraid of our content hurting each other in the algorithm. We have 2 very different sides of things that we make on this channel, which is primarily tabletop gaming and pop
dog
culture.
fights.
You weren't supposed to tell anyone about Dagger's Tuesday afternoon activities.
Dagger has a real Fist of the North Star streak in him.
Very impressive. But that will not be on. That will not be on this channel. So we're launching another channel called Pixel Pop. Right now we have kind of a temporary URL for it as we wait to see if someone will let me pay them money for a better URL. But Pixel Pop is where It's Too Early is going to live going forward. We've got a few more weeks to make sure that this is messaged very clearly to you all here. This channel is going to become primarily tabletop gaming.
Mm-hmm.
There will be things in between. There will be crossovers of it all, but for It's Too Early, we feel like the show would be served better by having a dedicated channel for people that want this kind of content. Too Hot for Love, our reality dating show reaction podcast, will also be going over to the new channel, and things like your across the board board game nights, your tabletop RPGs, the new upcoming TTRPG shows will all be here. Our Twitch channel, on the other hand, is staying the same.
Yeah.
The Twitch channel is not dividing.
Because Twitch doesn't penalize us for doing more than one thing.
Correct.
Look.
Because it also has no algorithm. So, like,
Yeah.
you know, you win some, you lose some.
Here's the thing. I know we know announcements like this happen all the time.
Yeah.
Do we want to do this? No.
No.
We're
Running
just,
2 channels is harder.
We're just getting to a point where the stuff on this channel is starting to get recommended to people. It's starting to be seen more. But that's exactly why we have to split this up. YouTube will heavily penalize you if you do more than one thing. YouTube wants people to know that when they go to a channel that they subscribe to, they will only get one thing.
Yeah.
And if you make 2 things that are fundamentally different from one another, so if you make a morning talk show and then a live play tabletop show, YouTube goes, I don't know what to do with this.
Yep.
And it tries to show all of that content to everybody. And then you get penalized because some people don't want to see one thing. Some people don't want to see another thing. Shay Renke in the live studio audience is saying, oh, that's why. Yeah, that's why all of these channels, once you get to a certain size, you have to split it up by subject. Otherwise, it actually tanks your channel and then your views go down.
Yeah. So what we want is to be able to have somebody watch an episode of It's Too Early, and then in the sidebar on YouTube, if you've used YouTube before, you know how this works, just keep getting more episodes of It's Too Early or similar things that they're going to like. The YouTube recommended feed is like really make or break, especially for an independent channel. So this is going to be really great, I think, for this. And sometimes we have ideas for things that we want to make, but we're always trying to think about this like balance.
I was just about to say this.
The main channel. We're always trying to think about like keeping things balanced of like the types of content that we make and not overwhelming with one or the other or who's going to like it.
Yeah, we've had like 3 or 4 ideas for things that we just want to do. Some of them have even been like shot and they're sitting on a hard drive. And it's like, no, if we put that out, it will ruin the channel.
Yeah.
And it's like, that sucks because it's something fun that the people who watch our channel will like.
Yeah. But the YouTube algorithm won't.
Yeah.
And then no one will see it. And then sometimes, especially when you're an independent channel that self-funds your content, you have to be like, well, we can't make if people won't watch. And that's unfortunate. So we know there are things
That's why we're
watch.
starting a VOD. No.
No.
So yeah, and one of the reasons we're going to be really like you're going to hear us talking about this and reminding you about it a lot. We appreciate you being patient as we continue reminding you.
Oh, yeah.
Just because in a few weeks, whenever we decide, this show is going to disappear for people who don't hear this message.
Correct.
And
This message will explode in 3 weeks.
yeah, and as somebody who's done this a lot of times, I know that if we don't repeat it, like you can lose like 90 to 95% of your audience just by like splitting a show somewhere.
Yeah.
And we don't want that to happen.
Obviously.
So we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Pixel Pop. There's nothing there right now.
Yeah. Isn't it a cute name though?
It's a cute name.
It was one of those things where like I was here working in the studio and I've been thinking about this for a long time. I've been thinking about splitting the channel for like a year.
I've been thinking about bringing it up to you for a long
Yeah.
time. And I was like, I don't know. Like, that's not my place
And
to
like
talk
running
about.
2 channels is hard.
Yeah.
And it's been something that we've delayed doing because of it. And it was like always trying to decide which thing moves to, like which thing goes to a new channel, right? And it was honestly what really made the decision was coming up with the name and being like, that's a better name for what we do here.
Yeah.
And it's also about like our tabletop stuff was performing better on YouTube on this channel.
Yes.
So it's just going to be good. It's going to be really great. So we are staying on this Twitch stream. We will still only have one Twitch channel because Twitch doesn't have an algorithm in the same way that YouTube does. So we do not get penalized for doing different things. And the way that viewers interact with stuff is totally different on Twitch. You guys are usually here for a very different reason than a YouTube viewer is. You're not mostly finding us by like random search of a thing you're interested in. You're not finding us most of the time by a category. Like these are our people that show up for us, and the one thing that you will always find in all of our content is us. So our Twitch viewers just have different viewership habits than people on YouTube. And we want to be able to reach new people that invite them in to come and enjoy the live experience with you all on YouTube.
Yeah, and we also, this is going to allow for more flexibility on the Twitch channel too.
Yeah.
Because now, like, weird and different things that we want to do over there, or random things that we want to do on the Twitch channel can now have a place to live after Twitch, which is also important for an independent channel because Twitch VODs don't make money.
Yeah. So, hey, also everybody who is watching, if you're a YouTube viewer, I would love to know, are you somebody who enjoys YouTube lives? Because with this split in the channel, we could be co-streaming this now due to the new partner agreements on Twitch that have been out for a while.
Yeah.
We could also be co-streaming this to the new channel on YouTube in the mornings. But it's something we haven't done for all the same reasons that we haven't done all of these other things before we split the channel, because we were afraid of hurting our other content. So I would love to know, do you watch YouTube lives? Do you enjoy the live experience over there? Would that add value for you? Is that
Do
something
you
we can
wear
do for you?
wigs? Have you worn wigs? Yeah, and let me tell you, as the person who does the quickie edits and uploads of our lives afterwards, I'd love it if we could just go live on YouTube. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well,
Save me like 30 minutes.
Well, depends.
eh.
Still gotta edit
I mean,
a little
somebody
bit,
maybe need to cut a couple things out. I don't know. Like, who knows?
We'll see.
Hey, what's going on this show today? Well, we're going to talk about the most downloaded game on PlayStation last month, and it's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about some new movie stuff. We're going to talk about some Jackbox stuff. We're going to talk about one of the top-selling games on Twitch.
And we're going to talk about a great phenomenon.
Yeah.
The greatest phenomenon to hit straight dating in so long.
Yo, let me tell you something. As the token straight on the channel, whenever I walk in,
Tell us about your culture.
No, here's the thing. Whenever I walk
me,
in and there's some trend that is like a pop culture trend that is just so obviously straight, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have to talk about this.
Yeah.
I don't even know about it and I hate it and I'm gonna have to talk about it because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
Not my feeds.
no. Why would it
Didn't
be?
hit my feeds.
Why would it be? But the biggest thing that's going on right now is what has been coined as hot rodent men or hot rat men
Wow.
in the straight world. This first started, as far as I can find, this is the first time I saw it, and this is the earliest mention of it I can find, is right up here on my screen. I've got this tweet from Francesca Fedele that says, "I'm sorry, but these are the guys from Challengers." And the moment that happened, the idea of the hot rodent man
Yeah.
immediately just latched itself on like a rat with the plague.
Yeah.
Really just right on there. And it's surprisingly, and I'm always surprised by this, really caught fire on Tumblr. Tumblr is crazy irrelevant until Tumblr is relevant. Do you know what I mean?
It's irrelevant for us until it's relevant.
Right.
Tumblr's always happening. It's just not happening like in our view. Wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
Make that person a mod, Alex. Can we mod them right now?
You stop right now.
Can we mod them?
We're just gonna. I got it.
All right.
I got it.
Oh no,
Jelly
you modded them. I wanted you to make them a mod.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, Jelly. We appreciate that. Shout out to our moderators. We love you.
So so Tumblr is like, it's like the secret whispered halls of like pop culture trends.
Yeah.
It's relevant in a way that it hasn't been in years, but not in the way it was when it was the most popular thing in the world.
So let's explain to you what hot rodent men is before we just keep saying the words a lot. Hot
Let's just
rodent
keep
men
saying it until
is
it doesn't mean
currently a phenomena describing what the like popular culture finds to be attractive in men right now. The types of men we're seeing as leading men in media, the types of men that we're seeing the hottest celebrity women dating consistently. Your Barry Keoghan's, right? Yeah. Everybody just watched the Please, Please, Please music video 8 times in a row, right? Not just, that wasn't just,
it was,
like we all just
it was not just you, trust me.
We all watched it like 8 times, right?
Yeah, we can see the New York Times has it's gotten to the New York Times, Saige.
It's gotten all the way to the New York Times.
It's gotten all the way to the New York Times, but you can see like these are the 4 nations of rat men. These are the 4 different nations of rat men.
Okay, who are these 4 people?
You've got Josh O'Connor up on the top left.
Okay.
You've got Mike Feist from Challengers on the top right.
Okay.
You've got the Bear. You've got the man from The Bear.
Yeah.
And then you've got what is
this guy say it probably in the bottom right corner, right?
Yeah, that's Maddie Healy.
Oh.
Yeah, Maddie Healy is still for some reason considered attractive. Listen, these are the kind of people that call attractive
Hasn't Maddie Healy done like egregiously horrific, horrible things?
Yeah.
That's the same Maddie Healy?
Yeah, the man who do the racist rants on stage with his band.
Wow.
That Taylor Swift was smooching for a real long time, and everybody was like, Taylor Swift, we've got to discuss.
Everybody's like, no, Taylor Swift, I thought you were a good billionaire.
So these are the rat men, according to popular culture.
It's the new Rat Pack of Hollywood.
That's right. That's right. You know, when your grandfather is probably like, well, we had a rat man back in my day, and it was Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra.
Uh-huh.
Can these new rat men of yours sing? Yes.
And the answer is no most of the time.
So the rodent man is described as a man who has like sharper features than you would be used to with the Hollywood leading man. I would say that the current meta is the rodent man. Previous meta was like some Chris.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A really, like, if you look at the Chris's era of, like, Hollywood leading men, it's very, like, I don't know, like, kind of generic looking, like, strong features, looks like...
If somebody was like, hey, is there a way we can take the guy from the brawny paper towels and just make him the most famous guy in the world?
Yeah.
Just, like, rugged in a way where you can tell he's not really rugged.
Clark Kent's.
Clark
Kent's.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Clark Kents all the way down. And that's why they all also look the same.
Yeah.
The rodent man is different.
Oh, yeah.
Saige, the rodent man is just built different.
Well,
he got squintier eyes. He got sharper features.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. As a Jewish man, I am not offended by this rodent thing at all, and it is not an anti-Semitic thing that's been around for 1,000 years. So I'm okay.
This is just kind of sleepy-looking white guys, I think, more than anything. I think it's less about their actually specific features, honestly. Like, if you look at these guys, there's a sunkenness that makes them look like they have clinical depression.
Yeah, so if you look so if you look here at your top 4 ratmen, here's what we got.
Oh, that's a different image.
That's a different ratman. But if you go back up to the top where I was, I've got it on my screen here too.
It's okay.
If you look at your top 4 ratmen here, if you were trying to say, you know, corporate wants you to find the differences in these images. Here's what's the same about all of them, right?
I don't get the Maddie Healy thing. I don't get it.
Here's what it is. Okay, number one, the big ears, right? They all
that's
have
fine. Like the rest of them, honestly, like I get it. Maddie Healy, it's just one of those things where I'm like, usually when you've got like Swifty level white girls defending their piece of shit racist boyfriends,
Yeah.
Like at least they should be hot. That guy's not even hot.
Sure.
And here's the thing: I'm not gonna dunk on the appearance of any of these other men. I'm not interested in doing so. I love a rat man. I've dated plenty of rat men.
Sure.
I'm in favor of the sleepy, depressed looking white boy. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But that one, come on.
Yeah, it's
You're telling me that you're gonna defend the racist who can't even style his fucking hair?
he looks like if a 6th grader tried to make Justin Thoreau out of clay.
Gross. Hate him.
So here's the thing: they all have kind of like the sleepy eyes, but smaller eyes. They've got like the strong nose. They've got longer features.
Yeah, there's a lot of different types of strong noses in these.
They've got the wild hair, you know, the wild unkempt hair,
Yeah, kinda.
kind of. But man, I like it. Here's what I like about this. After the last 15 to 20 years of Hollywood, we talk all the time about how we think the last movie with actually attractive people was The Mummy. Like The Mummy was the most attractive movie ever made because you believed that all of those people were people,
Yes.
you know?
We do. Yeah.
You believe that all of those people are people. Like you could run into them in the street and you'd be like, wow, you're the most beautiful person I've ever seen, but I did run into you on the street.
Yes.
You were not created in a lab in a tube to be
Yeah.
in movies.
Correct.
And I think that this is a trend of like going back to, hey, if a person has just kind of like regular features, can they be in a movie if they're a good actor?
Yeah.
Would that be cool? And the reason that we only have a name for that for men is because the answer for women is no, you have to be conventionally attractive at all
Right.
times. But this is at least something. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah.
at least something.
Right.
The other lists of these kind of like,
Here's a
Chalamet.
photo of two great examples of rat men
Yeah.
that people love. There we go. So that is Timothy Chalamet next to
Hugh Grant.
no, what's Maddie Healy?
That's Maddie Healy.
That's
I'm sorry.
that's Timothy Chalamet
Yeah.
next to Maddie Healy.
Yeah, there he is.
So there's example of two rat men together
He's
starring
about
in
to
a
say
feature
something
film.
super racist into
Yeah.
that flute.
Yeah.
Don't tell him that a flute can't amplify a voice. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet is often put on the Rat Man list.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
He has it's the sleepiness. I'm telling you, it's sleepy. And you know what else it is that's very interesting? And it's the reason that Barry Keoghan, I feel like, kind of like sits on the edge of this now, especially after we know Barry Keoghan got a little work done. And I support that. You could do whatever makes you happy, King. Is a lot of them also have like thin lips. They got little mouths, little lips, sunken sleepy eyes.
Yeah.
It's a very specific thing. That I feel like does make sense. Now, this list doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, this is where we start like throwing things into whatever
There's four
category.
photos here that I don't think are part of this.
So here we've got Simu Liu, we've got Rami Malek, we've got Adam Driver, and we have the absolute GOAT. The absolute fucking GOAT.
I feel like Simu Liu is just a very traditionally attractive man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like he falls into this category at all.
Can I tell you what I think it is? I think it's people who don't know enough Asian people. Who don't know enough Asian people.
Maybe.
And are just like, can I put facial features into a category? And the answer is no, 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 no.
No, you can't.
No, no, no. No, no, no.
I think Simu is a very, like, traditionally hot guy. I don't think that he
No.
falls into the, like, fry cook vibes of this category.
That's
now,
the thing. This does have, this is, the name for this has changed throughout history, but this has always been here. It's the line cook energy. It's
Yeah.
the skater energy.
Yeah.
It's the dirtbag energy.
Yeah, 100%.
And there's always a name for it.
Yeah.
It's not like this is new. The fact
Yeah.
that we have to the fact that we have to call them rat men now, I mean, it's not any better or worse than dirtbag.
No.
But, you know.
Or line cook.
Or line cook.
You know, hey, no shade to line cooks, but saying someone has line cook energy isn't the kindest.
Yeah, there's a connotation that you're putting to that.
Yeah. You know what they mean by that.
That isn't popular
I
towards
also
line
think
cooks.
Adam Driver doesn't make this list. I think
No.
Adam Driver was the last phase of weird-looking guys we liked. I say as somebody who loves Adam Driver.
Yeah.
And has the biggest crush on Adam Driver. I don't think he falls into this category. I think he was the last round
Yeah.
of strange-looking men.
He is just, listen, every every once in a while, our Jewish DNA makes a tall guy.
Yeah.
And not just a tall guy, but a tall guy that can build muscle. It's
Yeah.
not often.
No.
It's not often in the Jewish DNA.
No.
He's not a rat man. He is simply this generation's big Jew. We don't get the big Jew. We don't
He's a kaiju.
He's a kaiju. Adam Driver is a kaiju.
To each generation, a big Jew is born.
That's right. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, ba-dum. Hey! Bum, bum, bum. The only way to get rid of him is to build a giant chair and get 4 other kaijus to lift him into the sky.
Jesus Christ.
But no, I don't think he fits into the Rat Man. I don't think he's a Rat Man.
No.
Now, does the Rat Man
He's
from
a tall
Portal?
Jewish guy.
Does the Rat Man from Portal fit into this?
No, we're really kind of taking the name.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm good. I just needed to catch my breath for a second.
We have some other, like, here's Elle Magazine's list of hot rodent boyfriends.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Barry Keoghan does win for hot boyfriends of the moment. Barry Keoghan, when the Please, Please, Please music video came out by Sabrina Carpenter, which is a song all about her saying, just stay inside so you don't fucking embarrass me.
Yeah.
And like just looking hot and amazing with her cool hot boyfriend. He unfollowed everyone on Instagram except for Sabrina Carpenter. So he is currently winning the internet for hot boyfriends.
Wow.
I just want to let you know, I didn't know that would be so hot, but damn, that was very hot behavior of him.
That's
and
hot
here's
moves.
the difference between how people attracted to men interact with like the celebrities they have a crush on, and people who are attracted to women interact with that. Specifically how men interact with being attracted to women.
Yeah.
Which is like, there is nothing hotter that a guy can do than be a good partner to a woman. We don't have to have this like,
Yeah.
oh, he needs to be available to me. Absolutely not. In fact, I'd prefer he's not. There is nothing more attractive a man can do as a celebrity than be a good boyfriend
Oh, yeah.
or husband or partner.
I think that's why the cycle so often that we see with famous celebrities is, oh, he's such a good guy, he's such a good husband, he's such a good father, like blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then that person becomes the most mega famous person for that.
Yes.
And then
False, because
and then
men
falls
are always
because,
a disappointment.
And falls because they it turns out they were not super great. They just weren't super famous.
Yeah, the
and
bar
so, like,
is
all
on
you,
the ground.
And so like all you saw of them was like their
Yeah.
good public behavior.
Sure, and it's not about the bar, because
Yeah.
it's not a matter of like, oh, that's the best thing a man can do. No, that's a hot thing that a man can do.
No, the best thing a man can do is Rubik's Cube in under a minute.
I was going to say something much more misandrist, but we'll go with that one.
It's not easy.
But that's it. That's just a hot thing. People who are attracted to men are often attracted to men who other women trust.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Wife guy energy, like Skywalker says, wife guy energy, but it's actually true and not negative. And that's
Yeah.
the thing, is I think a lot of wife guy energy in celebrities is performative because they're
Oh, yeah.
celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
Like they publicly are like, oh my gosh, I love my, and like they have somebody that goes, hey, just so you know, when you gave that interview and you said this about your wife, it got like a lot of
loved
like,
that.
it's
Yeah,
like, cool. It's like, so lean into that. It's
Yeah.
like, cool. So I'm playing wife guy.
Right. Like, think of all of the videos that go viral of Tom Holland simping for Zendaya.
Right.
How much we love to see Tom Holland cheering on Zendaya at something, standing in the audience, clapping. Zendaya's looking forward at the concert. Tom Holland's looking at Zendaya.
Right.
That's the shit right there.
Yeah, because it's not public stuff. Like
Yeah.
they,
It's not, well, actually, my wife.
yeah,
It's this stuff.
they kept it they kept it private for as long as they possibly could.
Sure.
My favorite thing is, do you know the woman who does lip readings on TikTok? She does
Yeah.
lip readings of like politicians when they're not
Yeah,
mic'd
yeah,
up,
yeah.
and like she does a series with celebrities, but the nice thing about her series with celebrities is it's always sweet moments. She doesn't
Oh yeah,
like go
it's
after
them on like
celebrities.
red carpets.
Yeah, and there was one of Tom Holland and Zendaya at Wimbledon, and they were she was just like they were just goofing and negging on one another in like
Yeah.
the cutest way.
Yeah.
Just like, and he was like, he was doing a little bit and she didn't understand. She's like, you're being so dumb right now. You're doing a dumb little bit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, they're real.
Yeah.
This is a real non-performative thing. My other favorite one, unrelated, is Emma Stone at Cannes, like walking by a bunch of reporters who were like, Emma, and she's like, hey guys, I am so sorry. I am so drunk right now.
Yeah.
And just keeps walking. And then you see Willem Dafoe right behind her like, she's drunk right now. And then
Yeah.
he just like walks away.
Yeah. All right, well, let's look at the list. Let's look at the list of the
Let's
Rat
look
Men.
at this list. Number one is, of course, the fucking Lisal Al-Gaib, the fucking Dune Messiah himself,
Sure, Timothy Chalamet.
the worm,
Yeah.
the boy worm.
I keep forgetting he's dating Kylie Jenner.
Yeah.
Forgetting that's a thing. It's really out of my like pop culture algorithm. Not really my thing. But
Fascinating.
Twonka himself.
Yeah, Twilly Twonka.
Up next, Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan.
I'm telling you, I didn't see it until Please, Please, Please.
Did you see Saltburn?
No, I haven't seen it. I didn't see it until that music video though, and I was like, why do I get it now? The way that they write this, I can't imagine being one of these people right now.
Yeah.
Literally, it says users on TikTok bemoaned how they couldn't quite decipher what Keegan's allure exactly was, but now all has become clear. He is hot because he looks like a rat. This has got to be a complicated time for these men.
We're getting into
to
a
read
causal
about
loop.
themselves.
We're getting into a causal loop of trends that's not okay. When
Yeah.
like, oh, he's hot because he looks like a rat. It's not like we're no longer trying to find commonality in the people that we find attractive.
Yeah.
We are now making it deterministic
Yeah.
in a way that I don't like. Number three is the racist man.
Maddie Healy looks like Brendan Urie got put in a blender. Stop it.
Yeah.
Knock it off. Okay? I don't like it, but I do like this description of when I think of a hot rodent boyfriend, I think of a man that like wouldn't be able to physically protect you. And I think that's a really funny comment.
Yeah, Maddie Healy looks like the high school theater department chair who sleeps in the school. You know what I mean? Does not have a place to live. Josh
Hate him.
O'Connor.
Cute.
From The Challengers.
And good outfits.
You know, The Challengers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
His shoes are very croc-like.
There have been videos of him actually
those
as the Ratatouille,
yeah.
as the
Hey.
chef. Yeah,
Are those Crocs?
he might be Crocs. Did he wear Crocs to the
I
Met
zoomed
Gala?
in on my screen. They look like they're because the strap in the front.
No, I don't think they are.
But look at the strap in the front.
Yeah, no,
That looks very Croc-like, doesn't it?
they're Croc-esque, but I don't think they're Crocs.
That looks like you could put them in sport mode.
Alonzo in the live studio audience says, well, they're definitely clown shoes.
Sure.
Number five is the other challenger, Mike Feist. Feist? Somebody correct me.
I'd say Feist.
Sure. Learning that Mike Feist has sexy little rat boy energy, but is also 6 feet is earth-shattering.
Oh, interesting. Wouldn't have guessed.
A lanky boy.
Yeah.
Lanky boys are always in style, I think, to a certain segment of the
Sure.
population.
Jeremy Allen White, the North Star of hot rodent lovers everywhere, as described by Elle.
I was going to say he's sort of the Urtext. He's sort of the Rosetta Stone for the current generation of
Yeah.
because when the bear came out, everybody was like, "Oh my god, the intensity.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh." And it's like, "Hey, it's not cool to work in a restaurant. It's not fun."
We say this both as people who worked at restaurants, to be very clear.
No, I listen.
Next on here is Adam Driver, who I still disagree with, but I also think you could have used a better photo of Adam Driver.
Adam Driver,
I feel
there's
like
no one who ever wants to be on a red carpet less than Adam Driver. And
he's
you can
having
just-
a bad time.
You can see that, like,
Don't use that photo.
he put one hand in his pocket so he looked casual, but he couldn't get his other hand out of a fist.
Yeah.
like, like he's trying to look relaxed and casual, and he's just like,
He's so uncomfortable.
yeah. I've listened.
He's having such a bad time.
Here's what he is the nicest, sweetest guy. My limited interactions with him have always been wonderful,
Mm-hmm.
but you can always see that it's like he's just like, oh, this is the part of the job. This is the job part of the job for me. The
Show him this
acting-
photo instead.
Yeah, that's like. Listen, you're telling me Go to Saige's screen.
Yeah.
You're telling me that's your mouse boy? That's your rat man? No. I say to you, no.
Nay. Nay, I say. It really is. It's just the same thing. I think the effect of like them adding Simu Liu to the list is them being like, I find him attractive, but he has a large nose. So must be so strange. Must fit into weird category.
I think person attractive, but not completely symmetrical.
Yeah, that's all.
Is that all right?
Not a traditional American beauty standard. Feels weird.
Yeah, it's
sorry, Adam Driver and Simu Liu are both just regular hot.
yeah, they're just hot people.
You don't have to give a label to liking a guy with a big nose. He's just hot.
The fact that people have to go out of their way, we are so like locked in the media perception box that people have to go out of their way to go, oh no, a different feature.
Yeah.
Oh no, a slightly different feature on someone.
What will I do?
Is that okay? What else do we have here? Oh, and then because of the hot rodent men, Saige.
Yeah.
Entertainment Weekly said, hey, if you're gonna do the hot rodent men, let's give the shout out to the real ones who deserve it.
I'd like to point out, let's talk about this headline first really quick.
Forget hot rodent men. Here's 16 hot rodents who are RILFs.
Now, Entertainment Weekly. Now, Maureen Lee Lanker from Entertainment Weekly just said, rats I'd like to fuck.
Yeah. Maureen,
now
you're a good egg. You knew what you knew what you were doing when you said RILF. She's trying to create a moment in pop culture.
Now,
She'd like
listen.
people to start saying RILF.
Now, here's the thing. I love a cartoon character. Love a monster fucker.
What's up, Ethan?
Some of these rats.
I came into RILFs? We're talking about the rodent men.
Some of these rats, I do feel uncomfortable with you saying this about.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
We're going to get into this.
We're going to get into this
because
it's not just the general concept, but the rats that she chose, where I was like, excuse me?
Yeah, so like, look.
You're telling me
are there
you want to...
Wait, are there hot animals in cartoons?
Yes.
Yes.
All the time.
Absolutely. Are there animals in cartoons that are specifically designed for you to go...
Gadget.
Yeah. We both immediately went gadget.
Everybody went gadget,
Lola,
right?
a Lola bunny.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And we understand that when you say it.
And
However...
hey, they usually sexualize the women, and then the male cartoon characters are just like,
yeah,
I'm just a cartoon.
Are gargoyles animals?
Kind
of.
So we will admit that there are
fuckable cartoon animals.
Fuckable cartoon animals. The first animal on this list.
You just, hey, Entertainment Weekly, did you say you want to fuck Gus Gus?
Dude, that's problematic for so many reasons. Gus Gus is clearly a child.
Jack and Gus Gus are definitely babies.
Jack and Gus Gus, if not children, have some sort of developmental issue that makes them not emotionally ready for you to seduce them.
That's first on the list,
Why
guys.
do you start
we didn't have
with
to
Gus
look
Gus?
hard. You can't. No.
Gus Gus is baby. Gus Gus is baby.
Don't like it. Up next, Basil from the Great
Now,
Mouse.
Basil from the Great Mouse Detective is one fuckable mouse.
That's an adult mouse.
That's an adult mouse with a career.
That's an adult. I feel like human-y depicted, you know what I mean? There's like a more humanoid nature to it.
Yeah. He's the Great Mouse Detective. He's Basil of Baker Street.
Yeah.
He is, listen, here's the problem. Very emotionally unavailable, but I think that's what makes him attractive to a certain type.
Sure. And I just think this one's a lie. I simply think, I don't have a moral dilemma with this one,
No.
but I think you're lying.
You're
I
just
don't
putting
think
them in there
there
'cause-
is anyone on this planet, and that includes Minnie, that wants to fuck Mickey Mouse.
I think you're putting him on there because he's the most famous mouse.
I do not think that you are I don't think there is anyone on this planet who is sexually attracted to Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, this is, you're putting him on there because it's like, hey, if Mickey Mouse's people see this article could get everywhere, and then we're going to get big numbers on this article.
I think Mickey Mouse is 100% asexual. You know what? I do agree. Ethan had a specific request, which was, can we see the justification? Because there is a little text in here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For Gus Gus?
Yeah. For Gus Gus specifically.
Okay.
Cindy may friend zone these guys. Jesus Christ.
Come on, Maureen.
Maureen. But we know who the real heroes of the movie are. While Prince Charming needed footwear to identify his dream girl, Jack and Gus Gus were saving Cinderella over and over. Plus, Jacques rocks his little red turtleneck jacket and hat. If you prefer your rodents on the thick side, then Gus Gus has plenty to offer.
Hey, do you know who else rocks a little red turtleneck jacket and hat? Most of my friends' toddlers.
Hey, Maureen, go to jail.
Go to prison.
Go to prison, Maureen. I cannot believe that you just said Cindy may friend zone these rats. First of all, opening your article with the words friend zone, the pick-me energy, which we don't love that term, but is radiating from your sexual attraction to these mice. And I don't know how you managed to get both in an article.
I know so many people that are horny for so many cartoons that could have done such a great job with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
The next one is Timothy Mouse from Dumbo, which I'm like, I don't know that Timothy Mouse gave off any hot energy
He's
at all.
just a mouse. That is fully just a mouse.
Timothy, is it good dad energy? Is that what it is? Because he's like, don't worry, Dumbo, like, we're gonna get you the magic feather and we're gonna keep you safe and like blah blah blah. Like, is it good dad energy? Is that? I don't understand Timothy Mouse.
The caption here says, besides the fact that we're into that weird little hat, who is we? Do not loop me into this. Maureen, you leave me out of this. He made an elephant fly. Enough said. Is that?
Is it? What does that have to do with anything? Also, is this Gerard Way?
You stop that right
Is
now.
this Gerard Way?
You stop that
From
right
My
now.
Chemical Romance?
You stop that right now.
Is he about to lead the Black Parade?
All right, let's go to the next one.
Stuart Little, once again a child.
Not.
Once again a child.
Also, isn't Stuart Little canonically not a mouse and actually a boy? I think they make a big thing of like Stuart Little isn't actually a mouse and he's a boy.
No, he's
I
a
think they're trying to
mouse,
make
but
thing.
he's raised as a boy, and they treat him as a boy.
As their child,
Yeah.
you know.
He's a mouse.
I mean, he is a mouse, but like
You're thinking, have you ever seen Stuart Little? Because I think
Yes.
okay, because I
it's been
think
a long time.
yeah,
though.
I was gonna say
It's not one of my pastimes.
you're getting the Stuart Little and Hello Kitty thing wires crossed in your brain, where Hello Kitty is
It's
not
a
a cat.
kitty. Yeah.
She's a little girl,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, okay. Do you want to explain that? And Sanrio's like, no, we do not.
Yeah.
No, we do not. Stuart Little, the rodents of unusual. Okay, Maureen. Now Maureen's not taking this assignment seriously.
Hey, Maureen, I feel like you're fucking with this at this point.
Maureen just looked up mice in pop culture, weird rodents in pop culture.
Hey, look at this caption. Okay, sure, they're disgusting to look at, but did you miss the part where it says unusual size? Go to prison, Maureen.
Maureen, that's a long tail on that kite. If you walked us all the way to this bit, if this article was all the way, it was about walking us to this bit.
Maureen, surrender yourself to the nearest jail.
That's right. We've got Mrs. Brisby from The Secret of Nim. That's true. Mrs. Brisby was hot.
Finally, a woman makes the list.
Mrs. Brisby was hot.
Yeah.
Like, we just, sorry.
Sure.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry.
Sure. Fine. But again, like, here's the difference of how she describes this caption. Miss Brisby is both a RILF and a MILF. Those big blue eyes, the way she makes that ratty cloak look chic, swoon. Plus, we stan a mom who will do anything to protect her family. You know, I, as a queer person, tend to think sexuality is really a spectrum. And nobody's really one thing or the other, right? That everybody kind of lands somewhere. This makes me believe in straight people. This woman is not attracted to this mouse woman or any woman.
She's putting it in there because she's like, I got to put this one in there.
Yeah.
She does not feel anything for Mrs. Brisby.
Not at all.
Which means her heart is a smooth, cold stone as far as I'm concerned. Like, listen, because yes, it's a spectrum, but like, how do you not look at everything Mrs. Brisby went through and not at least feel affection for her?
Unbelievable. That is just the straightest shit I've ever heard.
The girl squirrel from The Sword and the Stone. What?
They said she's the Audrey Hepburn of squirrels. What does that mean?
Oh, no, I sort of get it in like a charade Roman holiday way where it's like she's the pursuer in a time when like the women were not the pursuers in media. I could see that. Like the adorable, like lovesick pursuer. I could sort of see that. That doesn't mean that we're attracted to her. But I get it.
Squirrel?
Huh?
How old's this squirrel?
I don't know, not old, because she was hitting on Wart, so she had to, well, I don't know. Did Wart turn into an adult squirrel, or was Wart a teenage squirrel?
I don't know.
Like, there are a lot of questions.
Now this is a list of hot rodents, not just hot rats.
Yeah, it's not just
everybody.
rats, it's rodents. I'd like to. Yeah.
But we do have a rat for you.
Rizzo!
Up next,
He's named for it, baby. He's got
Rizzo
the Riz.
the rat. That is a crispy little rat.
Oh my goodness. Here's the thing about Rizzo. Rizzo's got that particular kind of Muppet energy. Rizzo and Pepe have this energy where it's like nobody actually wants to fuck Rizzo because
No!
Rizzo's a where's my hug guy.
Oh, he is.
Rizzo and Pepe are both where's my hug.
Yeah.
And Gonzo is just there because he's a buddy. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, Gonzo.
Yeah. No, Gonzo for sure.
Gonzo could get it.
Gonzo for sure. Gonzo had a working polyamorous relationship
You can go back to the cam.
and has had a long-term polyamorous relationship that not just works but works incredibly well. He has a primary partner, Camilla, and then they have at least 15 other partners, and all of them are happy and
Listen.
feel very well treated.
Listen, this is to let you know we are not against sexual attraction to puppets.
No, never have been, never will be.
Never have been and never will be.
Rizzo's
I just think you're absolutely clowning us by saying Rizzo the rat.
yeah. You just looked up rodents.
You sure did. Up next, Remy from Ratatouille.
Yes, fine, agree. But you listen, a broken clock is right twice a
Also
day.
think
Maureen.
Remy is giving asexual energy.
Yeah, but this is about whether you are attracted to them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not are you going to pursue it or would this person would this
But here's
rodent
the
pursue
thing.
you back?
This isn't do I like this rat? This is Rilf's I'd like to fuck.
Yeah.
That's what Rilf means.
Yeah.
Okay, this is rats I'd like to fuck.
Sure.
Which means
Listen,
I don't know.
if Remy was down, but we don't think Remy would be down.
if somebody is giving a non-sexual energy, I can't imagine being like, still want, ew.
yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So that's why when I say they have an asexual energy, that means I no longer have any. I can't.
No, see, that's
can't.
a respect for the reality of other people's feelings and
yeah.
feelings and identity that
Yeah.
once again we just don't have in the straight world. It's
Okay.
you know what I
got
mean?
it.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Jerry.
No, you don't. You're a liar.
Nobody wants
You're
to
a
fuck Jerry.
liar.
Jerry's a little stinker. He's a fun little guy. You root for him, but Jerry's also child coded.
Fully child coded.
I don't know if Tom is child coded, but Jerry is. Tom, I think, comes off like an adult.
I agree. Honestly, if you said Tom, I'd be like kind of fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not Jerry. No, Jerry's a little boy.
Now, we've got some people in the live studio audience saying that Remy's a dom.
Please elaborate.
Yeah, please speak more on Remy being a dom.
Is this just because of all the hair pulling?
That's true.
No, I get it.
That's true. The absolute control over somebody. Do they even have a safe word?
That's none of our business.
That's really none of our business. But it's best practices. It's best practices.
Up next is Danger Mouse.
Hell yeah, Danger Mouse. Hell yeah, Danger Mouse.
All right.
Come on.
All right.
Globe-trotting British spy, cool fucking eye patch, and so funny.
Yeah.
That's a catch, Danger Mouse. Here's the thing about Danger Mouse. Not a monogamy guy.
No.
So you got to be ready for that.
But not an ethical non-monogamy guy.
No, also not that.
That is an unethical non-monogamy guy.
Listen, he's
That's
in
the
espionage.
danger.
He's in espionage. Now, if you want somebody who's gonna be a good partner to you, may I direct your eyes just a few pixels to the right of Danger Mouse, where you will find Penfold, the lovable mole.
Sure.
Now you can get into a relationship with Penfold. Can we get Penfold back up on the screen, please? Thank you. Respect for Penfold.
Yeah. Up next, Father Sexton from Robin Hood. No.
Out of all the fuckable animals in Robin Hood.
Now they do reference
out
obviously.
of all the fuckable animals.
They reference obviously that Robin Hood, the fox, is unbelievably, like, very, very hot. And everyone knows it and everyone agrees on that. We are all able to agree that that's a hot fox.
And he does, like, listen, Father Sexton does not have, like, Fleabag sexual tension energy.
No.
He's literally just like the most neutral fucking non-sexual being. He's not just a priest, he's a tiny little mouse priest.
A tiny little mouse priest is...
That's never done anything wrong.
Yeah, that's, I gotta say, not doing it.
Yeah, the cartoon
For
church,
anyone.
we can imagine, does not have, the cartoon mouse church does not have the corruption that the real life church has in it. That's just a mouse that wants to throw rice at a wedding. And look at how big the rice is compared to him.
Yeah.
That's fun. There are so many fuckable animals in Robin Hood. What are you doing?
Ridiculous. Up next.
Is this a hot by association thing? Bring your 2 hottest friends out with you? So it's like, sure, Father Sexton isn't hot, but like the other animals are super hot, but they're taken. And does Father Sexton then become like 2 points more attractive by association?
No, Father Sexton stays home.
That's probably true.
Rat from Fantastic Mr. Fox. Hey,
I get it.
I
I get it. That's Willem Dafoe, dude.
hey, I'm not proud of this, but I scrolled down and I was like, well, I've dated somebody who kind of looks like that.
That's Willem Dafoe. The prototype, the
Yeah.
original rodent man.
Picture for me, if you will.
I will.
I dated somebody who kind of looks like that.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple.
You know,
I know who you're talking about specifically. Yes.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
No, and like, listen, he's like cool and dangerous. He's got like that. He's got effortless fashion style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, rat.
Yeah, I think I get this one.
No, that one
All right.
one makes sense.
Now this one, absolutely choke.
Alex, can you bring up our photo from Halloween, please? Alex, please find our photo from Halloween. Thank
I think
you.
we need Alex's opinion on this one. For those who were not aware, we did a family photo for Halloween this year. It is on my Instagram. Hold on, I can pull it up.
Now, Rufus, once again, a little guy.
Definitely a little guy.
Coded like child/animal sidekick.
Decidedly a little guy. Oh wait, it's not on my Instagram. I have the other our other Halloween family photo.
Oh.
Oh, wait, no, it is. I just had to scroll. Hold on. Lot of Halloween photos. It's not. Hold on. That's just me. Don't look at me.
No, nobody look.
It was on my story somewhere.
I may have
Anthony, Alex, and I did a Kim Possible group photo shoot. Photo shoot. Photo selfie right here on our set.
I got it. It's up right here.
Here it is. There it is. Anthony's got it. and then we'll So we were
So
wait, why don't you show them that? Yeah. Why don't we check in with Alex on how you feel about this assessment?
I think that Rufus is incredibly sexy and a committed partner and a great boyfriend. And that's all I have to say about it.
hey, Alex.
Yeah.
Respectfully. Yo. Respectfully.
Guys, there's two more on there's only one more on this list.
It better not be. It better not be. Okay. Absolutely fuck you. Absolutely fuck you, Maureen.
What are you doing?
At least it wasn't Fievel.
This
At
is
least
Tanya
it wasn't
from an
Fievel.
American Tale. Fievel Goes West. With the description, there's a long history of beautiful saloon girls in American cinema, and Tanya fits right in with her hair piled high and her zealous use of rouge.
Hey, Maureen, you're 0 for 10. Maureen, you absolutely know. Every single animal that talks to Fievel, except for his parents and the pigeon, are children.
Yeah.
These are children.
Yeah.
A lot of them orphans, Maureen, trying to make their way in the rough and tumble American West. Absolutely not. So many people are bringing up so many better ones. Look at this. We got Master Splinter.
Yes.
Yes. We've got the biker mice from Mars.
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this the movie that's an allegory for the Holocaust? No. That is the first American tale. The pogroms are mentioned. Not the Holocaust, but the pogroms. And they come over for that, though it is kind of glossed over. It's more about the American immigrant experience coming
Yeah.
in from Europe, though it is referenced. The second one is just trash. The second one is just like, could Mouse go and become cowboy now? Kids like Mouse be cowboy? Sure.
Maureen?
We've had one good animated film that centers the Jewish experience, but sure, let's cheapen it.
Yeah.
Let's cheapen it immediately.
I'm still thinking about Maureen.
Dude, Maureen is so bad.
She's out there.
Mighty Mouse. Dude, particularly like the John Kricfalusi reboot of Mighty Mouse. Now, we don't like John Kricfalusi in this house, but the guy who created Ren and Stimpy made a Mighty Mouse cartoon right before he made Ren and Stimpy.
Sure.
That is like the wildest, most out there cartoon. Monterey Jack from Rescue Rangers.
Okay.
He's got that bear energy. He's got that, you know what I mean?
Sure. She didn't put any Pinky in the Brain on there?
Ooh, would Pinky or the Brain?
I mean, neither for me. I couldn't possibly.
Sure. No, thank you. I'm full.
The Brain.
The Brain.
Yeah. I don't like this. All of this started for those who came in late because Hollywood is currently trending towards a love for men described as hot rat men, like Barry Keoghan and Timothy Chalamet, and somehow we ended up on Gus Gus.
Well, I'll tell you, it's because all memes now move at warp speed hyperdrive.
Yeah.
So the parody article about the trend is already out before most people have heard about the trend.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Woo!
I told you last night, we were all hanging out last night, and I told you that I'm for some reason very livid that Ding Dong is gone.
Yeah.
I love Ding Dong
Yeah.
from TikTok, and I just like I feel like we didn't get to bask in that
passed
enough.
real fast. Really just kind of moved on.
Really just kind of moved on. As we are going to move on from these hot rodent men, I think.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, I don't think we need to find a name for every single thing. And particularly, we don't need to find a name. We don't need to find a name that is condescending to justify a looks trend. You know what I mean? For anyone. Not just for
Sure.
this, but for anyone.
I will say,
You
though,
know?
Anthony, you are the person who consistently describes people as sexy Frankenstein and line cook energy as the two categories of weird-looking men that kind of fall into this list. So you've already been doing it. We're no better.
Well, I only think there are.
We're better than Maureen, to be clear.
Oh, we're way better than Maureen. I only think that there are like 3 sexy Frankensteins. That fits 3 people in particular.
Matt Smith,
Sam Witwer.
Brendan Urie.
Yeah, I think we decided on Brendan Urie because
Yeah.
I think you showed me Brendan Urie because I had never actually seen his face, and I was like, oh, that's a sexy Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I was like, do you find Matt Smith attractive? And you were like, yeah, of course. I was like, sexy Frankenstein.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's more my opinion of 3 people than it is like a general trend.
Sure.
But you know.
Yeah. All right. It looks like a lot of this other stuff that we're talking about is games.
Sure, let's talk about some games.
Or should we talk about a little bit of business?
Let's talk about a little bit of business.
And then we'll go to games.
Just the tiniest touch of the business.
Recently, I think we talked about it on the show. Dicebreaker was purchased by IGN. And it was like, okay, well, IGN's picking up some tabletop gaming. They don't really have a presence for it on their website.
Yeah, Dicebreaker, one of the few outlets out there that really covers the tabletop scene.
Yeah.
And covers it really well.
Probably not anymore. As of right now, it does look like IGN is already going to be potentially shuttering Dicebreaker as its own source. I was trying to see what the title was of this person. Editor-in-chief. Michael Whelan has also confirmed that they've been made redundant. So 2 people so far that were essentially leading Dicebreaker have been made redundant by IGN and will be part of layoffs.
Would not be shocked to hear that those are the only 2 full-time employees of Dicebreaker. Would not be shocked to hear that all the other writers are paid per piece or on a contractor basis.
Michael Whelan said in a tweet, no idea what IGN will do with the brand in the future, but if you haven't already been able to tell from the multiple layoffs and no posts, the Dicebreaker as you know it is no more.
This is a bummer because, the IGN could use stronger tabletop knowledge. They could use people that are more up to speed on tabletop stuff in there.
Yes.
IGN could also, as always, deal with having a little more depth and a little more of an editorial voice to their coverage. You know, IGN is very much a oh, cool, a press release. Let's also post the press release. Or,
Yeah.
oh, cool, a game. Just review it and give it a 9, please, because they're running an ad with us. You know,
Look, y'all know I have a lot of opinions that I often express about the way that IGN's coverage is, as people who have to like reference a lot of these articles. I always we talk about, we are not a news show. We're a conversation show that talks about things that are in headlines. We are not breaking news. But IGN isn't either most of the time, unless they are paid to provide an exclusive. So there's that.
Yeah.
Literally, they just announced that they were purchased. Dicebreaker was just purchased by IGN on May 21st.
Right. And
That is
so,
less than a month before completely shutting it down. What's the point?
well, that's the thing is, we were thinking, oh, it'd be cool for IGN to get a little more depth and specificity here. This is a good get for them. No, what IGN probably wanted was the URL dicebreaker.com and the back catalog of posts.
Yeah.
So they could
Keep running ads on it.
a catalog that's called ign.com/tabletop.
Yeah.
Move all that content over to the IGN content management system. Start running ads on it, and then pull in the tabletop audience that they've wanted to pull in.
But here's the thing. So what I thought was going to happen when IGN purchased Dicebreaker was it was exactly that. It was going to be IGN/tabletop, and they were going to move the people from Dicebreaker over to being IGN, right? Because they don't have tabletop people there that are writing tabletop content. So I thought then you would take the Dicebreaker staff, and unfortunately it would mean the loss of another independent tabletop media, but it would at least mean that those people then write for IGN on tabletop.
Yeah.
But if they're laying off everyone from Dicebreaker too, they literally just bought the URL then.
Yeah,
They bought the trademark of the name Dicebreaker. If they're laying everyone off from Dicebreaker, then like this is insane. You literally bought the company just to shut them down then.
Yes. This was a content buy and a branding buy.
It's
and
it's
like,
more like it's more blatant than I would have
no,
expected
it's
from IGN.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it seems like it would be such bad PR. Like, it just seems like such a, we know IGN has done a lot of really terrible things. There's been a lot of people that have spoken about it. The whole IGN union thing was because of bad business practices. But like, I am shocked that they did something so blatant and egregious publicly.
IGN is a Ziff Davis company. Ziff Davis, who has run so many, back in the day, they were a magazine publisher. They published just about every technology and gaming magazine.
Yeah.
They bought up basically all of the online outlets. They own them all. This is a very Ziff Davis move.
Yeah.
This is the history of this company, so I'm not super shocked by it. It strategically, in this day and age, it doesn't make as much sense as it used to.
Yeah.
So I think in that way, yeah, I'm as surprised as you are, because it couldn't hurt to keep Dicebreaker around.
Yeah.
The way it could hurt to keep Dicebreaker around is, I think, it comes back to what you were talking about, which is if you bring those people over, they become part of the IGN union.
Yes.
If you fire everyone and then bring Dicebreaker, the brand, in, you can make your unionized employees that you already are paying for do more work to run Dicebreaker.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they want to do, is not give anybody a raise and then run Dicebreaker. This is me speculating, but this sounds like there are probably people in IGN that are just like, I hate writing about whatever I write about. And they're like, hey, do you want to, you got to keep writing what you're writing about, but do you want to write about tabletop stuff too? And you know how it is when you're working a job that you absolutely hate. You go, oh my God, I'd love to write like one tabletop thing a day.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden you wake up and you're working 2 jobs.
Yeah.
For like single salary.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. This is a bummer. It's a bummer.
This sucks. And the people who did this suck. That's it.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Alex just brought this up. Go ahead, say it, Alex.
It sounds like they bought Dicebreaker and then they simply didn't tell them anything for 3 weeks. They didn't post anything on their YouTube for 3 weeks or put out any articles for 3 weeks, and then they were simply let go. Like, there was no communication that happened to the editor-in-chief, to the video staff, to the head staff writer. They just heard nothing.
God, I don't know if you've ever been in one of those situations, y'all, but where like your company gets bought or like something big happens, big business change, and
Yeah.
like literally nothing happens for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And you're not hearing anything from
So
anyone.
scary.
It's frightening as hell.
Yeah.
It's frightening as hell.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, so our hearts go out to Dicebreaker. It's a bummer and it's a loss for the tabletop community.
It is.
Um,
Well, let's get into a little bit of games.
Sure, let's get into games.
Let's bring it back up because, guys, I was right and screw you all. Hey, remember on Monday when everybody was like, I don't think the Dragon Age Veilguard's gonna be good. It doesn't look like they know what they're doing. It looks like they're making a bad game. It looks like they're hiding the gameplay because it's gonna be so bad. It doesn't look like a Dragon Age. And I said, everybody shut up. It's gonna be good. I promise it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And now, do I have any inside knowledge for that? No. I just love Dragon Age enough to believe. And that's what a real fan does. Thank you very much.
That's
okay.
right. What a real fan does is believe at all costs.
Okay.
Now,
and the gameplay looks fun and good, and it looks like a Dragon Age game.
so this released on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about it on Monday.
Yeah.
20 minutes of gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? Take me through some highlights, because I'm not a Dragon Age guy. The game looks good to me, but I've noped out of a couple Dragon Age games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, like, the biggest takeaway for me is aesthetically, it's gorgeous. The setting is beautiful. The lighting in this game looks absolutely stunning. I think when you have a game that is already like, Dragon Age games are not hard to go back and play. They're not in a condition where they're old enough typically that it's like, oh, I have a hard time playing these games.
Why don't you swap over to my screen, Alex, because we're getting some choppiness.
Okay. Yeah. One of the things that you can do with improvements of new technology is just like aesthetically, this is absolutely stunning. Gameplay wise, it looks like a Dragon Age game, and that's the best part about it, in my opinion. And I think that's what people were most afraid of. I think that people were absolutely like so concerned that they were not making a Dragon Age game. And you watch this and you go, oh, great. This is exactly it.
It's gorgeous. I think it looks really nice.
I think the like aesthetically, it's just absolutely stunning. I don't think there's a ton of like new things to the actual gameplay mechanics that we can see from here. It looks pretty standard for Dragon Age. But
They're talking about your boyfriend.
Looks beautiful.
They're talking about your boyfriend. Your boyfriend's doing bad things again.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm so surprised. I'm so shocked.
Sola's kind of a hot rodent man.
Solus is definitely a hot rodent man. 100%.
So here we're getting into the real time stuff here.
Yeah.
Which does look really good.
Look at that. Like, that looks beautiful. The map is so cool. The fire moving throughout it, all of the environmental hazards look awesome.
I like a Monstra.
Yeah.
I like a Monstra.
At the end of the
around.
day, I think that people who don't like this maybe don't like Dragon Age as much as they think they do. It's kind of the thing that we get into with Star Wars a lot, where like Star Wars fans can be so insufferable sometimes because they're not actually Star Wars fans and they like Star Wars more in theory than in practice.
Yeah.
You watch this and you're like, well, this is Dragon Age. So like, if you don't enjoy this, that's fine. You can 100%, you are absolutely entitled to like whatever games you like and dislike whatever games you dislike. Everybody is allowed to like different things. But what this is Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Like, objectively, this is a Dragon Age game, and it looks like it.
Do you want me to skip ahead to anything here?
Yeah. I don't have any specific timestamps in my brain.
But yeah, it's got the it's got like the targeting and the reticles, and I mean, it looks like a Dragon Age.
Like, it just looks like a Dragon Age.
Looks
is
like
kind of the
Dragon
thing.
Age.
So it's like, yeah, this isn't like exceptional, like, oh my God, they did something new with Dragon Age, but it does look beautiful. The environment is like enthralling. And to me, Dragon Age is less of like, oh, I enjoy their combat system or something like that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I like the gameplay of Dragon Age, but like, I like the characters. I like the environments.
It's BioWare.
To me, Dragon Age is a world. Like, that is what matters, right? For me.
BioWare they're good at creating characters and worlds.
Yeah.
That you want to live in. Yeah, I mean, is this in a week where we saw like a lot of the new groundbreaking stuff that's running on Unreal 5 with 1 million giggle bits or whatever. This isn't the most cutting edge looking thing, but this is a really good looking game.
It's pretty.
I don't know. I think knowing what we know. Okay, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. And this is not a negative comment, but this is something that I'm looking at. A lot of this gameplay, the sequence that we're seeing, is a couple combat areas, and then a lot of pre-wound animation character talking to each other stuff, which I do think, we were talking about like why are they delaying this gameplay until the last moment, stuff like that. I think they showed off something that's a nice mix of gameplay, of dialogue, of world, just like you're saying. But as somebody who's watching and trying to keep an eye on like where development is, there's a lot of pre-wound animation and cinematic stuff.
Did you watch the full 20 minutes previously before today?
I have scrubbed through it.
Okay.
But I have not watched like all of it.
Then
no.
I don't know. I would.
Like it's a lot of these, which is not bad. This is connective tissue for a story.
But that's also kind of how.
But that's how Dragon Age
is
too.
That's how Dragon Age plays.
That's why I'm saying like you are the person to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm just looking and my like alarm bells are going, and it's not a bad alarm bell. Once again, I'm just like, hey, where are they in development? I know that it's been a hard development cycle for them.
Yeah. The game looks pretty far along to me. And it looks like they are playing through, and there is a lot of kind of like all those like almost miniature cutscenes throughout Dragon Age.
Once again, BioWare.
Right? Yeah. 100%.
But it doesn't, for everything we've heard about what a troubled and terrible development this has been.
Yeah.
Game looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Game looks pretty good in general.
Right.
So there you are.
I'm loving it. I think that Dragon Age fans can be super fucking weird. And there is a very heavy divide, and there's kind of nobody in the middle right now. I think that people are either like being like aggressive, like I need you to know I don't like it, or very excited about it.
Right.
And there's kind of been nothing in between, which is just one of those very divisive fandoms. I think that Dragon Age is always kind of going to be like that.
Sure.
That there aren't going to be a lot of people that are like, oh, neat, I'll look forward to it, that are Dragon, they would consider themselves Dragon Age fans.
What do you think? I saw a lot of people talking about the voice of Rook.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people were just
I didn't
like,
see any commentary on that.
no, just like it was good.
Yeah.
Like people were not, I don't know if Rook is somebody that we should know, but people were talking about like Rook and Rook's voice and how Rook's voice is very good.
Yeah. Sounded great.
Yeah.
I think that it's cool. I think that the gameplay backed up. I think that everybody who couldn't see the value in those 20 seconds, which is fine. It's fine not to. But for people who are like, I love Dragon Age, that couldn't identify why that 20 seconds gave anybody any faith is so weird.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, that 20 seconds was very representative of what we were about to see. They were showing you this beautiful world that you got to play in.
And I will say, like, once again, I was like, I don't get why it's this 20 minutes when people were waiting for it, because I'm not a Dragon Age person.
Yeah.
But I did see, after we did the show, like, I did see a lot of people specifically in the Dragon Age like subreddit and stuff, or on Dragon Age like community stuff, were like, oh my God, look at that.
They said, we give you world, we give you Varric, you're good.
Yeah. I think it's
You'll
great.
be good. Don't worry about it.
And it's coming soon, they say.
We'll see.
Coming.
Now, I'm very down to criticize the development process of BioWare, 100%. I am still on team, don't pre-order this game. We don't know when it's going to come out. The development process has been hell. There has been a million departures from it for, I'm sure, probably a poor working environment on it. Those are all the things I am so down to criticize on this, because those are good faith arguments. That's all I want. I just want a good faith argument on it.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to be like, well, I read a headline that said this is bad, and so now I'm running everything through the filter of this being bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
I don't want any. It's a bad name. The other one would have been better.
Like whatever. They're both.
I just want to hear from those people.
They're both generic fantasy names.
You guys can exist, but I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Hey, do you know what we can all agree on though, in terms of what's a great game?
I got distracted because Dagger's staring at me.
Yeah, he loves you.
He was being very cute off camera.
We can all agree that a very good game is Banana.
Pardon?
Banana. The number 3 selling game on Steam right now is Banana. 400,000 people are playing Banana right now.
Why? What is playing Banana?
Banana is a game where a picture of a banana is placed on your screen.
Okay.
You click on this picture of the banana. It tells you how many times you've clicked on the picture of the banana.
For those who think Cookie Clicker is a little too intricate?
Yes.
Has a little too much going on?
Yeah. Now, you may think, Anthony, is this a cookie clicker situation where it looks like a simple click on this thing and then all of a sudden wild stuff happens and you're building alien space grandma pits and stuff like that? No.
No,
You click on banana and then it tells you how many times you have clicked on banana. That's it.
This is not my type of meme.
Um,
This isn't my type of meme.
Now, banana will reward you, because it is a game, every 3 hours and then every 18 hours if you have the game running. If you keep the game running and you've clicked at least once, banana will give you a random picture of a banana in your Steam inventory.
Okay.
You can then share and trade and sell those as you would with anything else. Now, people immediately were like, is this an NFT scam? Is this blah, blah, blah? Is this yada?
I think it's just bananas.
No, it's just bananas.
I think it's just bananas.
Is the maker of banana making money off of like Steam inventory sales and stuff? Sure. But do you know how much these things are selling for on Steam inventory? Like 19 cents.
Okay.
Nobody is
How much
thinking,
is the base game free?
yeah, you can just have banana.
Okay.
You
Just
just have,
making sure people aren't buying banana.
I mean, if people, no, it's free to play banana.
Okay.
You can play banana as much as you like. So the only way the person is making any money off of this is if people sell their 19-cent banana on the Steam inventory page. I think they get 3 cents from it or something.
That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, it's just banana.
Which is about the price of a banana typically, like 19 cents? Like an actual banana?
Yeah, like it's one banana, Michael.
How much could a banana cost?
There are 400,000 players. Like, that's a huge number of concurrent players for any game.
Okay.
400,000 players is like more than most online games.
Fascinating.
It's more than most MMOs.
I don't see the appeal of this one.
You click banana.
Plastic Duck Simulator all day.
Yeah.
I'll leave that game up all day and keep collecting those ducks. Banana doesn't do it for me. I don't think they're all bots.
No, I think
don't.
No, I think this is the internet doing internet things, because this game has been out since like April.
Yeah.
And it only started getting popular in the last week.
People do stuff like this.
Yeah, people
just want to be in for the meme.
Something tells me streamers just found it.
Yeah.
Something tells me people have just been goofing and joking about it.
Yeah.
Like I can imagine like an entire community of people just going, "What's your high score on banana right now?"
Sure. Yeah.
Like that sort of thing.
Sure. Whatever. Other games that would be unexpected to be so popular right now, Sea of Thieves was the most downloaded PS5 game in May. Now, the reason for that, obviously, is that previously people were not playing on PlayStation.
Sure.
So obviously people are excited to be able to play on PS5. But
It's also free.
yeah,
It's free to try.
yeah.
But
Is it just free to try? What is the
it's free to play. It's free
okay,
to play
it is
now.
fully
But
free
it's
to
like,
play.
yeah, you can
Yeah.
cost nothing to try it.
I, as somebody who paid for Sea of Thieves when Sea of Thieves came out, will always be in that like, damn,
Yeah, but
everybody else got it for free.
they gave us the fun stuff, though.
We did get fun stuff for it, so I don't have any regrets for it, and I love this game. It was well worth it.
So the top 20 games, I mean, to let you know what's been going on PlayStation, the top 20 selling games on PS5 in May, number 1, Sea of Thieves, number 2, Madden, number 3, Call of Duty, number 4, Helldivers. So, I mean, this
God,
is
Microsoft is so happy.
yeah.
God, Microsoft is so happy.
Microsoft is crushing it on PlayStation right now.
Microsoft is loving this.
That's wild. That is unbelievably wild. I don't think that's true. Sea of Thieves is 40 on sale for 30.
It's been free to play for a while. Is it not free to play just on PlayStation? Yeah, can you fact check that, Alex?
Yeah.
Because it is free to play for sure on the Microsoft Store. So
Yeah,
it is definitely free to play on PC.
It's been free for a while.
It has.
If they're charging on PlayStation, then that's even better for them.
Yeah.
Game Pass. Yeah, but it was made free to play on like.
Yeah, it was
in
free to
total,
play in
though.
general.
Yeah, you don't need Game Pass.
Sea of Thieves went free to play a couple years ago.
Yeah. We know because that's how we got people to play with us.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. It went free to play a couple years ago. Was it just Game Pass? I don't think so.
Maybe it was just Game Pass.
It does say, and this is me just looking up on the forums of Sea of Thieves, that there's no way to get the game or closed beta access for free anymore.
Oh,
You
okay.
can buy it on Steam. It is 50%
Interesting.
off right now.
Anymore.
It was free
so it was
for
free
a-
to play for a time.
It was free for a time.
Okay. It looks like it's $20 on Steam.
Okay.
So interesting. Okay. Wow.
That's
then
not bad.
in that case, then Microsoft is very, very happy.
Dude, $30? They're crushing it.
Mm-hmm.
They're crushing it then.
Yeah.
Outsold everything at $30 a pop on the PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, if you're looking, okay. I think this is good, I think, in the short term for everyone because Microsoft doesn't want to sell you any more Xboxes.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation is perfectly happy with everybody putting their games on PlayStation, particularly if it's like their biggest competitor. Like, who loses? Who loses in this?
Yeah.
In the short term. In the long term, Microsoft is still gobbling up everything at an incredible pace.
Yeah, we lose.
Yeah.
At the end of it, we lose. But I will say, it's a great game. It's a great game. When they release new content, the new content keeps being good.
Yeah.
It keeps being worthwhile and going into. I do end up spending money in this game, and I will say that. Like, I buy, season passes and stuff. And it's one of the games that always feels worth it for me. I hate it. I hate that it's true.
I noped out at around Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think was a brilliant move on their part.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant move on their part. But I was just like, I don't want any Pirates of the Caribbean in my life. And so I ducked out for that season, and then I wound up never coming back.
Come back. Come back. It's good.
Come back. It's on PlayStation now.
Because you've never really done the Telltales then.
No.
Oh, they're so fun.
No, and I heard about, and everybody was like, no, they added the kind of gameplay that you wanted from the beginning.
They really did. It's really, really fun.
This is just one of a few Microsoft games that was supposed to appear on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And with these numbers, I would not be shocked to find more and more Microsoft games showing up on PlayStation in the coming months. This seems like it's a very good experiment for them.
Yeah.
Now, it is a little different because it's something that is an online game that gets them, that ties back into their community. They get to spread their Microsoft information,
right,
and get their little Microsoft micro payments as it continues going.
Their little micro fingies.
Yeah, get their micro fingies and everything. But it'll be interesting to see what other stuff that they want to bring over to PlayStation in the near future.
One last thing, because we are totally out of time, but we did reference it in the intro. I know it's 10:30 already.
Can you believe?
I know. We're just out of time. So I figure there's one more thing that we mentioned in the intro that I want to make sure we get to.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer dropped, and I, somewhere in my brain, knew this was happening, but like completely deleted it, for the animated Watchmen movies.
Yeah.
Okay, now I say this as somebody who is a Watchmen fan.
Yeah.
I'm somebody who is grandfathered into being a Watchmen fan. If I saw the original Watchmen right now for the first time, I would be like, pass.
Sure.
Absolutely not. But it got in my teenage angst, okay?
Oh, it was the right movie at the right time.
It was the right movie at the right time. I loved the graphic novel. I loved the movie. I loved the HBO series.
Dude, the HBO series is the best
Phenomenal.
Watchmen.
It
It's
is
the best.
absolutely the best Watchmen. So it also has done this thing where, like, as I have moved out of the, like, ooh, I don't like the edgelord of this, the HBO series took it in a different direction. What I am confused to see here.
Yeah, but then DC did try to capitalize that with the whole midnight hour thing, and they tried to bring the Watchmen back, and that was incredibly bad.
I didn't see
the
that.
Dr. Manhattan and Superman thing was just it was not
I didn't
great.
see that.
DC bent over backwards to try to bring Watchmen back, and I gotta say, like,
I'm going to skip around a little bit on my screen so we can just watch little bits and pieces of this, because Warner Brothers hates when we show their content.
to the point where like we literally have to send emails for like a month straight every time. This is a retelling of the comic book.
Of just like the main Watchmen story.
Yeah, this is just the original graphic novel. Now, I think that's interesting because I do think the Zack Snyder movie, while it looks like Watchmen, shot for shot, you might think it's Watchmen if you compare it to panels. I do not think Zack Snyder understood what Watchmen was actually about.
Yeah.
And
Shocking.
made some fundamental changes in a couple areas where I was like, huh? So it's kind of interesting to see an adaptation of the original Watchmen, but also I'd like us to stop remaking Watchmen.
I do feel like we've actually had enough of this story. I say as somebody who loved the original story. This trailer is primarily Rorschach talking through, being one of the good bad guys.
I'm Rorschach and my voice sounds like this.
I loved Rorschach as a teenager.
Oh, sure. Who didn't?
God, I was
Please.
so angry.
He's the only one that gets it.
Yeah, I was such an angry teenager. And as a person who just carries less rage in my heart in that specific type of way at this point in my life, it doesn't appeal in the same way that it did when I was 14.
I'll also say this, like, for as much as it